Did you feel like going to Brit School was a life-changing opportunity?
Most definitely, yeah. Like the Brit School was the best 2-3 years of my life up until I left.
Yeah.
Like it was like iconic, you know. I loved my time at Brit, and it even helped to kind of mold me into the person that I was in my real growing years to really stem what do I want to do and who do I want to be, and yeah, I loved it, and I would.
You got any funny stories? Say to the camera.
Funny stories. There was one time, God bless him, a friend of ours called CJ. We would always like just do like in our spare time. We were just bored. We were kind of like the kids in which we loved what we did so much. When it was time to play, it was like, well, we've been playing for the last 4 hours in class because we love what we're doing. So we would just kind of like do little scenes and stuff. And one time we tied up our friend CJ and left him outside the head of department's office, like completely tied with like scrunchies in his mouth and everything. And they came out and he was just kind of left there. And like we got in like a load of trouble for it.
Did you film it?
Yeah, that was... Yeah, we did film it. Yeah, we did film it. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Cool. So how long was it taking you to get to where you are now when you started? So did you do anything before Brit School or you did?
No. So well, I was at a place called D&B.
Yeah.
And I would go there just in my spare time for when I was like maybe like 12, 13, through until I was about 16, and just kind of trained in a sense. Yeah. But it was more so for fun. Like I just loved acting, and so I wanted to go to a place in which I could harness my skills and express myself, and that's where it was. But in terms of really starting the journey, I would say that really started from like either Brit School or, you know, Man on the Wall, which took place in the second year of Brit, which is when we first started conceptualizing it, and that was 7-8 years ago.
Yeah. So how long has it taken you to see the fruits of your labour and your hard work?
When you say the fruits, do you mean financially or do you mean...
mostly, yeah.
Financially, probably when we started our company, to see like some real weight and like a real kind of life-changing difference. Yeah, you know, doing jobs here and there. And no, to be fair, we were able to kind of live off what we were doing with Man on the Wall, but that was still hand to mouth. It was like, you're not going out and eating it wherever you wanted. Yeah. It's, you know, pot noodle, but you don't have to work a 9 to 5. So it was enough to be able to allow us to create. But in terms of now being in a position where, you know, you can actually like live the life you want, help your family, help your friends, and be in a position where like we can hire people, like, and, you know, be responsible for someone's mortgage or rent. Exactly. Like now that's maybe like around 2.5-3 years ago. So after about 5 years.
After about 5 years. So to people who want to question following their dream or the 9 to 5, is there an in between? I mean, you said hot noodles and like that, but can they do the 9 to 5 and chase their dream as well?
Of course. Like there's always a start. Like even when I actually made a video. One of my inspirational blogs in Wade's World was it was a question. It was, can you do a 9 to 5 while living your dream? And my answer to that is yes, of course you can. You know, it's all building blocks. And at the time in which you're first investing in yourself and doing what you're doing, you can create an opportunity where you are taking that time to do that 9 to 5, which is bringing you money. Yeah. But then it just means that, you know, you work a 9 to 5 and then you have to work a 5 to 9. And at the moment that you finish work, you're going away and you're spending that time and that spare time in building that. And people don't realize how much time that is, you know, like
sacrifice as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do you feel like you were sacrificing anything on your
Yeah, you're sacrificing everything because you're working 9 to 5 and then you're going home and you're working. So when you're getting that call up, let's hang out, and your friends are like, I want to go to this party or whatever it is, you can't. When we did Man on the Wall, we're waking up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning because in London and in England, we live in a place where there's not much sun. So if you're in winter, like it's getting dark at 4 o'clock. So we had to start shooting by like 7 o'clock to make sure that we could get enough shots done before the daylight goes. And so, you're working tirelessly, and then we're going back and we're sitting in the edit and working on the edit. There was no time for anything else. But at the same time, you're looking at it and you're saying, okay, well, if I give this sacrifice now, then I'm going to be in a position later on where everything's going to work. You know, I worked in retail, I worked in Top Man when I was at Brit, and I worked there for about 8 months. And that was kind of before we started Man on the Wall. And then we started Man on the Wall, and then things started to kind of heat up. And then I just kind of took the leap of faith and was like, I'm going to leave my job now and make myself have to do more than I am doing. So yeah.
Yeah, I did that with Topshop and Grey Daily actually.
Nice.
So, you know,